Hey guys, so what you see in front of you is a Caleb Cox Primitive Tracker. Caleb gifted me this about 10 months ago. Absolutely love it. It's such a beautiful design. All it's I look at it almost like flint knapping, the way that texture is. And when I first received it, it was just the steel. And I added some jute twine that's epoxied and leather here. If you see a little bit of cloudy white through here, that is the beeswax treatment that I put on my leather down here, because Costa Rica is very humid and I need to protect it. The other day, however, I got the knife back out and was looking at it, and I noticed that the front end is very similar to the WSK. Now, I sold my WSK a little bit ago, but I still have one of the sheaths. And if you put Caleb's knife over the top there, it's almost exactly the same dimensions, except a little bit more dropped right here, as my WSK was, which got me to thinking I want to do a project with it. You guys have seen me do brooches before, and with Christmas coming up, I decided to do another project, which is going to be a brooch with the Primitive Tracker. I started off with the same piece of limb, that eucalyptus, that I used for the previous brooches, using a saw. Cut off a section there, and as you guys can see on this little section right there, I've drawn two rings to kind of center exactly where I want to do the carving at. And I'm trying a different design this time. An interconnecting heart, or two interconnecting hearts. So I have no idea if I can do this or not, but I want to give it a shot. And the idea, and this video is a little different because you guys are actually seeing it from the beginning of design and all that. What I wanted to do is start one heart from the outside, come through and under the other heart, and then ending up on the opposite side of the ring. So that's kind of the idea right there. From the outside here, under, and connecting to the outside of the back of the wood, and in the reverse on this side, coming out the front, going behind, and connecting to the back side of that. We shall see how this works. So my plan right now is to take the knife point and draw where the two little hearts are, with the point marking the wood on both sides, if I can do that. And once those are kind of marked in on the wood, I can begin to start carving the little pieces out. So let's go do that. All right, I've kind of copied the design over onto the wood, and I did that on both sides. First using the point of the knife, and then by looking at the scratches, uh, going over it again with pen. And the next step is I'm going to start carving away the larger sections of openness, because those are going to go all the way through the project. Got 1, 2, 3 right there. But on this side, that part of the heart will come out from this edge, come under to the backside, and on this and over here, it's going to come from under around the front of this and stop over here on this side. And you flip it and does the exact same thing. All right, time to start carving. All right, guys, so that's how the other side looked a little bit ago. Here is how it is currently. Um, this right here is the bottom of the heart coming from the other side. Here's the top of the heart on this side, and it will come out to the other side back here. The lines, I'm basically just trying to carve or relief carve that out. So far, so good. I went ahead and brought it to the outside line. And now I'm going to go and do the exact same thing with this one. And keep working that. Once I get this down to where this side is, I'll keep working this down until they meet somewhere in the middle. I've gone ahead and opened things up to the outside circle and left the two main parts that will be on this side. That's the top half of this heart and the bottom half of the other heart. Flip it over here. Top half of this heart, bottom half of the other heart. And I just now got to, if you guys can see it, opened up the top there. I'm going to continue to work. Let's see if I get this for you. I'm going to continue to work this over here without getting too much into that. And that's, it seems to be the real trick here. Like the bars, the bottom half of this heart's coming up this way. I only wanted about half the thickness of the broach. So I can remove material here, but not remove too much. But so far, it's coming along nicely. The hook or the quarter round on Caleb's tracker is pretty pronounced, and it's actually come in handy. You can see this, marking areas. It's a nice little point to make cuts like that and differentiate areas. Flip that over. And then that way afterwards you get that cut going and you can come across and clear out that material. So that's been useful. Most of the work, of course, is being done with just the point. Scraping that out. I've always got to check where I'm carving to make sure I don't remove something on the other side that I don't want. All right, guys, quick update here. As you can see, I've got all the openings except for the one in the center in place. Really happy with how everything's going so far. Now I need to start working on that centerpiece and seeing if I can separate the two hearts. Whew. All right, guys, it's the next day, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more carving. I was just going to show you kind of where I've gotten to. If you guys can see right underneath there, I've got that fairly well opened up. I'm going to flip it to the other side. If you guys can see right in there, doing pretty good. Where this side of the heart comes up and goes underneath the top here, I'm trying to open that up. And if we flip that over, you'll see that that comes right over to this side here. See if I can show you that a little bit better. This goes down and around there, and I'm trying to get a gap right here, and we'll flip to the other side and right there. If I manage to open this up and that up, the last piece to be opened up will be the very top of where the two hearts meet. And then both of them will be free. The knives worked great, but something about it I didn't think about until I got started. She's kind of a chunk, and if you guys can see right into there, it's a little over a 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, there you go. So it's about 7 mil, and that, because the point is nice and reinforced, it does make it difficult to get into some of the finer areas in here. So I'm just taking my time and slowly separating everything with the point. Mostly, sometimes I am using the 1/4 round to get into some areas, but it is coming along. All right, guys. So I finally made it through. As you can tell, both hearts now are completely separated but intertwined. And I did that using only Caleb's Primitive Tracker and sandpaper. Um, I got through all the fibers with the point of the tracker, and then I was able to clean everything up using sandpaper and little bitty strips like that. So now that I've got it cleaned up, it's really, really fragile. So what I'm going to do is the next step, I'm going to soak the inside with super glue. And then once the inside is soaked and dried with super glue, then I'll follow the circle, the border, and trim off the excess, or it turns into a nice round little brooch. But it's, I think, probably the most delicate one I've done yet. It was tricky, but I'm really happy how it's turning out. All right, guys, it is finished. The double heart brooch out of eucalyptus. Um, I used Caleb's Primitive Tracker to, of course, trim around the outside of the ring, then sanded that down to about a 220. Sealed it the same way I sealed the inside with super glue. Then after everything was dry, hit everything I could get a hold of with 400, and then touched it up on the buffer just for a second, very carefully, and I am loving the results. So the only tool used in carving this out was Caleb's Primitive Tracker. It did a wonderful job, especially considering how thick that blade is and how thick that point is. It really got kind of put through its paces, but the result was outstanding. I'm really happy with that. I can't talk. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I know it's a little different than what I normally put out, but I wanted to get Caleb's knife back out and run it through its paces again. It is an absolutely beautiful tracker. And if you guys are interested at all, I would really suggest checking out Caleb Cox's YouTube channel. I'll put a link below in the description. He's also a musician, and like one of my favorite videos is him playing the bagpipes, the Galil off The Last of the Mohicans. Really cool stuff. Anyway, check out Caleb's channel or look him up on Bushcraft USA. And as always, guys, stay safe, take care, and God bless.